Shweta Valke, Sergeant at Arms for today's meeting, and I welcome you all to 113th meeting of Speakers Squad Toastmasters Club. Before we start the meeting, I would like to establish three basic ground rules. First, keep your phones on silent mode. Second, be on video as much as possible. Third, avoid talking about sex, religion, and politics. As everyone in their life has a mission to accomplish their goals, we at Toastmasters Club also have a mission. Mission of our club is to provide mutually supportive and positive learning experience to all the members, in which they have the opportunity to develop their communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. With this, I would like to invite the presiding officer. A fit body, a calm mind, and a love. And welcome President of our club, Toastmaster Richard.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shweta. I'm pretty sure you're loving the Saturday. Last 1 week has been quite drowsy for me with due to painkillers, but it's been a pleasant Saturday to wake up to with a cup of coffee. Otherwise, I would have already finished my workout. But this 1 week has been killing me by not doing any of the introduction messages which Shweta mentioned. Now, coming to Toastmasters' vision, mission, and values. We gather here each week to work on ourselves. Some want to be better speakers, listeners, and some want to be a better leader. So, Toastmasters International mission is to empower individuals to become more effective communicators and leaders. We gather here each week to empower individuals through personal and professional development. With this, I would like to call this meeting to order. Now, before we start the meeting, I have 5 quick joke or questions. So anybody who wants to take this up, please come forward and answer. Why did the scarecrow win an award? Does anybody know why did the scarecrow win an award? Okay.
Please.
He was outstanding in his field. Okay, so try to be a little quirky and funny here. So we have 4 more questions, so brace yourself. What do you call a fish with no eyes?
Blind fish.
It's FSH with no I in it. What do you call a lazy kangaroo?
Still a kangaroo.
Okay, a pouch potato. Why did the bicycle fall over?
It was too tired.
Good one, Satya. Because it was too tired. What did the ocean say to the beach? Nothing, because it just waved.
Waved. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, now the guests have to help me out here because in Microsoft Teams, all I can see is guest. So unfamiliar names, I'm going to call them out and ask them, if you're a guest, please introduce yourself and let me know how you came. Name that I see here is Madhusmita. So Madhusmita, are you there?
Hey, hi. Yeah.
Hello, Madhusmita.
Hi everyone. Good morning.
Hello.
Yes, Madhusmita, I want 3 things: your name, your introduction, and how did you come to know about Toastmasters, and what do you do?
Okay. So my full name is Madhusmita Das. I'm basically from Odisha. So coming to Toastmasters, I knew about Toastmasters from a long time, but I just gathered the courage to join or find the little time now, to join the Toastmasters actively. So I was, the nearest Toastmasters community clubs, and that's how I kind of contacted few of them. So I got a response from Joya that this is a speakers Toastmasters club, and if I'm interested to join, so I said yes. So that's how this is my first session here. And in terms of what I do, I'm working in software industry from past 15 years. And why I'm here? Because I want to improve my communication skills. I think that's the objective for me.
Thank you, Madhusmita. And we would like to hear more from you at the end of the meeting as to how you felt about the meeting. And the next guest that I see from here is Sarthak Patra. So, Sarthak, are you there?
Yeah, hi. Am I audible?
Yes, Sarthak.
Hi, everyone. I'm a Toastmaster. I am part of Toastmaster NHC. I found the poster very interesting. That's why I joined in. And right now in college. That is Toastmaster NHC, that is New Horizon College of Engineering. And I am currently the president of the club. So I am part of Toastmasters over a year now. And trying to interact with online clubs and meetings right now as of now. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarthak. Speaker Squad President welcomes Sarthak, another president from another club. And another guest I have here is Satya. Satya, I'm not sure if you are a member of a Toastmaster club, but if you're a guest, please let me know.
Hey folks, good morning. I'm Rajesh Satyavada from Intel Toastmasters. I'm kind of just started my day and thought while I'm preparing breakfast, why not attend a Toastmasters meeting? So yeah, that's how I'm starting. I'm having a Toastmasters meeting for breakfast.
Thank you, Toastmaster Satya. Let us know how the breakfast is served by the end of the meeting. With that, I do not have any announcements for this week. So let me introduce our Toastmaster of the day, who is going to speak a lot on habits today. Our Toastmaster of the day last week was very excited to play rugby after 9 years. He went with so much of excitement that he even told his mom, don't worry, nothing will happen. It is just going to be a rugby touch tournament. And then he comes back home with almost a broken leg. So that is how the week has been unfolded to him. But nevertheless, can we give a huge round of applause to Toastmaster Richard? Thank you, everyone. Good morning. So today's topic is about power of small habits. The choices we make every day, big or small, can have a huge impact in our lives. Our habits are our choices we make repeatedly, and they can shape who we are and what we achieve. So in this meeting, we will discuss the power of habits and how we can use them to improve our lives. So the first habit that I want to talk about is habit stacking. Habit stacking is, if I have to give a good example, after I wake up, I'm going to make my bed. After I make my bed, I'm going to brush my teeth. After I brush my teeth, I'm going to read for 30 minutes. So this is nothing but habit stacking. And the more habits you stack, the easier it gets for you to make your life easier. Now, I have 3 habits that I stack on a daily basis. If I have to give a good example, early in the morning, as soon as I wake up, I make my bed. The second task I have is I go to the kitchen and I boil 3 eggs. Not for myself, for my mother. Yeah, my mother takes a little bit longer to wake up, so I do that job for her. The next is obviously take your brush, go to the washroom, come back, wash your face. I check my weight. So this is a daily routine that I have to check my weight. Okay, the food that I ate in the last 2, 3 days, how has it impacted my weight? What can I make any changes to make it better? I drink a salt water and I keep tablets on my working table. Obviously, I go to the gym, come back, take a shower. But what I have noticed is I often forget to take my tablets. So by keeping the tablets right next to my mouse, I finish my workout, come back, take a shower, and straight away go to work. So when I touch my mouse, I know there are tablets there. I need to take those tablets. So this is nothing but habit stacking. So try to see what are the things that you can do accumulatively one by one, either in the morning or in the afternoon or in the evening. The similar way, what I do in the evening is my work ends at 7 p.m. 7 p.m. I tell my mom I'm very strict with our timing. So 7 p.m. we do our regular prayer for 15 minutes. And after I pray, I brush my teeth and I wash my face. Then I separate 6 egg whites. So I remove the yellow part and then I keep green tea and I keep my clothes for next day's gym so that when I wake up in the morning, I'm already lazy in the morning. So clothes are already ready. I do not have to do much. And I keep my to-do list ready for tomorrow. 3 things that I need to accomplish tomorrow. So try this habit today and see if you can stack any habits. It can be in the morning, it can be in the afternoon, it can be in the evening. Whatever works for you, not necessarily what works for me, works for you. With this, now let me explain the agenda of today's meeting. We are following the standard agenda of a Toastmaster meeting with 3 sections. The first section is prepared speeches, where speakers deliver speeches from their pathway projects. These speeches have set objectives and an individual evaluator. The second section is table topics, where a table topics master gives anybody the chance to speak impromptu on a provided topic. And the last section is an important section, evaluation, where the general evaluator and their team provide feedback to everybody who speaks throughout the meeting. So our general evaluator today has been part of Toastmasters since June 2022. She's passionate about puzzles and munching dark chocolates. She's currently working as a product manager. Her favorite quote is stand up for what is right, even if you're standing alone. So could we give a huge round of applause to Toastmaster Jaya?
Thank you, Richard. Good morning, dear Toastmasters and guests. I am the General Evaluator for today. As a General Evaluator, I will provide the overall evaluation on the meeting proceedings. In order to perform my role more effectively and to ensure the timing precision and grammatical accuracy, I would like to invite the tag team. Let me begin with the timer. Our timer for today is Srija, Toastmaster Srija. When I asked Srija about the habit that she follows to be a better human being, here goes her reply. Few habits of mine. I exercise, I meditate, and I try to be optimistic in adversity. Toastmaster Srija, over to you to explain about the timer guidelines.
There is a small mistake here. I am a grammarian today, not timer. Not prepared
okay.
myself to be a timer. Who's the timer? It's not me.
No, when I check the list.
I had raised hand for being the grammarian.
Yes, she raised the hand for being a grammarian. Deepa, are you there? Okay, Deepa hasn't joined him. Okay, so
Deepa,
let me.
Sorry, Deepa actually messaged. She's unable to join.
Okay.
I think let's let the general evaluator introduce a tag team. Till then, we can figure that out and see what can introduce the theme in the meantime.
Okay, so as a general evaluator, I would like to fill up for a timer as well. So the timing goes like this. For prepared speeches, the time is from 5 minutes to 7 minutes. And for table topic speeches, it is for 1 minute to 2 minutes. And there is a grace period of 30 seconds. And at the end of 5 minutes, I will be showing the green card. At the end of 6 minutes, I will be showing the yellow card. And at the end of 7 minutes, I will be showing the red card. And the same goes for table topic speeches as well. At the end of 1 minute, I will show the green. 1.5 minutes, you will be seeing the yellow card. And at the 2 minutes, you will be seeing the red card. May I know who is the R counter for today? I think that's again Deepa, right? Are we planning to, are any of you planning to take up the R counter role? Or should we just skip that? What's the plan here?
Ramesh, can you pick it up for now?
Yeah, I'll do it. Yeah.
Okay, so now let me go ahead.
Go ahead with the grammarian, then Ramesh will come up with our counters.
Cool. So Shrija, over to you.
Thank you, everyone. So my job as the grammarian is to watch out for the use of the language being English here today. So I'll watch out for any good use of the language and not so good use of the language. My responsibility is also to share the word of the day as well as the phrase of the day. Can you see my screen? So if you can, the word of the day is inculcate. It's a verb. It means instilling a habit or an attitude by instruction. Example would be, I try to inculcate discipline in my students. So word of the day is inculcate, and phrase of the day is old habits die hard. So I would request all of you to use the word of the day, which is inculcate, in your speeches, and phrase of the day, if possible, old habits die hard. I'll come back with my report at the end of the meeting. Thank you. Over to you, Jaya.
Thank you, Srija, for explaining about the roles. Now, our instant our counter for today is Toastmaster Ramesh. When I asked Ramesh about the habits that he follows to be a better human being, his reply is keep on learning, that is consistent learning, waking up early in the morning, and to play actively, being active throughout. So Toastmaster Ramesh, I would like to invite you to explain the our counter rules. Over to you, Ramesh.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jaya. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters. Today I have taken a role of our counter. As a speaker, we have a tendency to use fillers such as and sometimes we used to think for the next sentence as well. So during that time, we take some time to remember that sentence as well as we make some noise. That normally we call as our counter. Today, I'm going to note down all the filler sound and as well as the repetitive words which we use to continue the speech. So these are all the fillers. I'm going to mention it and I'm going to monitor throughout the meeting, and I will come up with the detailed report when general evaluator called upon for the at the end of the meeting. Over to the Toastmaster Jaya.
Thanks, Ramesh, for explaining about the rules. Now, let me hand over this virtual stage to our Toastmaster of the day, Richard. Back to you, Richard.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jaya. And with that, let's dive into the prepared speeches section. And before I call on the first speaker, let me call on the evaluator for our first speaker. Professionally, she's working as an AVP with the Citibank, and currently she is an Area F Fund director as well. So I request Toastmaster Ritika to set the objectives for our speaker today.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Richard. Good morning, everybody. I'll be evaluating Toastmaster Richard's speech today. Let me call out the speech objectives. The purpose of this project is for the member to reflect on her growth during the completion of an entire path. The purpose of the speech is for the member to share some aspect of her growth during the completion of a path. All the very best, Toastmaster Richard. Timer, please note, the timing for this speech is 10 to 12 minutes. Over to you, Toastmaster Richard.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ritika. Let's invite our first speaker. She is data engineer by profession. She's passionate about sports, and I've also seen her dancing throughout the weekends. And she loves solving puzzles. She's been Toastmaster since 2018, has served as an Area D1 director, president, VP education, and sergeant at arms in the past. Currently serving as VPPR for Speaker Squad. Richa Agarwal, let's call Richa Agarwal.
tong. Oh, hi, please come in, please come in. Take a seat. Beta, this is Uncle is here. Wish him and talk to him while I just make some tea. Hi, Uncle. That was me as a child. Any guests arrive at home, I used to say a hi and go into the room. Vanish. No talks beyond a hello, ever. So much so that people used to question my parents. Is she all right? Some of the times people used to even ask, can she speak? Well, nothing wrong with me as a child. Believe me or not, I was at the top of my class when it came to academics or any competitions as such. That's how I was as a child. However, I was an introvert, an extreme introvert in that case. Well, good morning, fellow Toastmasters and my dear guests. I don't have anything against introvert because I am an introvert. However, being an introvert is one thing. Being in a shell is completely another thing. I was an introvert who lived in a shell. And this continued even when I joined, started working, even as I joined my professional career. I made friends, nevertheless. However, I wouldn't speak to them for anything beyond work. It was always, hey, can you help me out with this? Hi, what is the status of this? More or less questions like these. And I knew this. I always knew that I needed to come out of my shell to be able to enjoy everything happening around me, to be able to be my best self. Then came the opportunity to join a Toastmasters club, which was almost 5 years ago. And I took that opportunity. I joined Morgan Stanley Bangalore Orators Club back in 2018. 5 years almost, right? However, it wasn't going to be an easy journey. I realized it initially itself because I was resistant. I hesitated to take up roles. I hesitated to go out and give my speeches. I hesitated to even ask for help. And then there were people, there were Toastmasters like we all are. We keep pushing new members. And that's what people around me did. They encouraged me. And over time, I know I have come a long way. I know there's a longer way to go. However, I wanted to showcase how I have transformed from that child in a shell to someone who today can actually appreciate and learn or even enjoy being amongst people, just like you all are here. Well, I want to divide or I want to state all of these, what I've done, in the form of the word call. So let's call, my dear friends. Let the first alphabet or the first letter of call, C, that stands for let's connect. Well, being an introvert, being in a shell, I always was unable to start conversation. Not just unable, I hesitated. I never found the need to start a conversation in that place. If anyone asked me, how are you? I would say good. And that's it. So anyone trying to make a conversation with me or trying to connect with me found it extremely difficult to do that. And with a show of thumbs, can anyone tell me how easy have you found it to connect with me right now? How difficult? Okay. It's difficult. Richard and Ritika are raising their thumbs up. Okay, I'll still work on it more if it is difficult, but yeah, that's the point. So within these last 5 years, I've taken up multiple roles as a leader, be it at my club level, be it at area, district, division levels. And all of those roles have helped me out in understanding the first thing, that no matter what you do in life, you have to make sure that you connect with people around you in the simplest of ways, right? So let me give you an example of how I tried or I pushed myself to connect with people. Let's take an example of a year ago when I was appointed the area director for area D1. D1, I did not even know what were the clubs under the division D. I had never even been to one club meeting in division D, never interacted with even one or two members of that division. Forget about being in area D1, the D1 director. And I had a hell of a task ahead of me. So the first step that I had to do was reach out to people. And that's when I pushed myself. I waited for a day or two to let people reach out to me to see if the leaders of D1 connect with me. That did not happen, my dear friends. I had to take that initiative and reach out. So I had to make sure that I broke the ice. And wasn't an easy job. It took messages, it took phone calls, it took a lot of my patience, a lot of pushing myself to break the barrier within me and initiate that conversation with the leaders of each clubs or the members of each clubs. But that step, those kind of experiences have now helped me reach out to people anywhere across the world. If I ever need it, I know I can do it now. I still need to learn how to make sure to get a response from the other end. However, the resistance or the reluctance to push myself to say a hi has gone down. And that's what I think is an achievement for me in the last 5 years of effort that I have put in. Moving on to the second letter, or that's the A of call, which I would like to say as let's appreciate. Appreciation? Oh my God, I was the kind of person who never gave praise. I still am. I still am a miser when it comes to praising people. So if you have received even a thumbs up from me, know that you're really good. Because I find it very difficult to which is even which has some minor good things. So that's how I have been since childhood. However, I have realized that if I do, I'm not always perfect, nor is the world, nor is anyone in this world. And I have realized that people appreciate the little things. May not be that, yes, the entire poster that I created yesterday was perfect, but yet people have sent me messages that, yes, Richa, the poster looks very nice. Or I joined in, a few guests told I joined in seeing the posters. So yes, people appreciate in ways that they can. Maybe there are things which can be improved, but sending that message or sending that those words across always ensures that the other person remembers you. The other person feels good about you and is willing to maybe go an extra mile for you the next time. This is something which I have learned in the last 5 years. While when I began, I never would have clapped for a speech. I now clap no matter how the person on the stage speaks, says, even if they make mistake, because I know it takes a lot of effort to stand in there. And that, my dear friends, has helped me throughout the last 5 years as well. How? So when I'll again take an example of my area director term, or even let's talk about the WhatsApp messages that we see. How many of you reacted or appreciated the posters which come in, or even the effort which XCOM team took in? How many of you do that very regularly in groups? I see 2 or 3 hands going up. What about the others? Did you ignore it completely? Did anyone even see the posters? Did anyone even see what was written in there? No, ignored it? Well, I know there's this one thing that we are being bombarded with messages from around throughout daily 24/7. It's very difficult to appreciate each and every message. However, there's one thing which I will request you all to maybe try. find out that, trim down, find out that one way you will try and appreciate people, via maybe via the WhatsApp group, in just our club group. Whenever you say something good happening, you will react, you will appreciate. That I tried doing and it has helped me a lot. It has told me that letting emotions come to you, or appreciating, giving thanks, giving claps, is something which doesn't just make the other person feel better, it makes you feel better as well. Because when when people take that and reach out to you back, you feel that yes, you have done something right. That's, my dear friends, is a feeling completely at a different level. The third aspect of call, L, which I think I have worked on a lot and I really still need to work on, is let's listen. Listening, my dear friends, is not something which comes naturally to all of us. Although we have ears, although we all understand the language, however, listening is a skill. Listening takes a lot of time and effort, because we need to let go of our judgment. And that is something which I have realized listening to all the speakers who take the stage, evaluating, be it as an evaluator, as a general evaluator, as an R-counter, grammarian, or any whatsoever, right? So make sure that whenever you are there, if you are there to listen, you listen. You don't just judge, you listen, you take the inputs, you enjoy whatever the person is speaking. That's one of the things, other things that I have learned over the years as a Toastmaster. And the last one, which I still find it very difficult to go, is let's let go. Yes, my dear friend, letting go of things. If you think, or if I were to say, there comes a time when you have to let go of any situation, whether it was the position of area director, whether it was the position of VP ed in the past, or any of those positions that I have taken, right? It has to be passed on. When you pass something on, you have to make sure that you let go of the control that you had, or the emotions that you had. And that, my dear friends, is very easier said than done. However, being a Toastmaster, letting go of such efforts and all that I've put in and handing it over to the next person has made me realize that it's possible if you work on it, and I'm still working on it. Having said that, I would request you all to take the opportunity, find out what is it that you want to do as a Toastmaster, and then maybe work on it going forward. With that, I would suggest try and let's call each other up, connect, appreciate, listen, and let go. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Richa. Can we have a huge round of applause for Toastmaster Richa? I can connect more to her story because my mom is an extreme extrovert. You just sit with her for 5 minutes, she will know your whole history. And I'm the opposite end of the spectrum. I'm an extreme introvert. I will only speak if I know you. So this is, I was able to relate to the story as much as possible from your end. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Richa. With that, before moving on to the second speech, I have a small habit that I want to share with you. The simple thing, I think I'm pretty sure most of you have heard of this habit, is called the 2-minute rule. The 2-minute rule is very simple but powerful way to overcome procrastination. The rule states that if you can do something in 2 minutes or less, just do it now. This is because it is often easier to start a task than it is to stop once you have started. So from last 2 years, I've extended from 2 minutes to 5 minutes. If I can do any task under 5 minutes, I do it then and there. I do not put this task as a to-do list for a next day. If something can be done under 2 minutes, for me now it's become 5 minutes. So kindly see if some task can be done then and there, complete it then and there. With that, we will move to our second speech of the day. To lay out the objectives for the second speech, let me invite our second evaluator, who is a huge fan of Rajnikant. Yeah, he hails from Salem. He's passionate about sports and movies. As I said, he's a huge Rajnikant fan, and he loves spending time with his family and friends. So, can we have a huge round of applause to Toastmaster Ramesh?
Thank you, Toastmaster Richard. Today, Sheetal is going to give her L1P2 speech. The purpose of her speech is the member to learn or review basic methods of writing a speech with a defined purpose and to present a well-organized speech on any topic. Timer, please note for the prepared speech, the time allowed is 5 to 7 minutes. All the best, Toastmaster Sheetal. Over to you, Toastmaster Richard.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ramesh. With that, let's introduce our second speaker for the day. She's from Uttara Kannada district of Karnataka, Sirsi. She's been part of Toastmasters since February 2023. She's currently working as a solutions leader at HPE Aruba. Her favorite quote is, "If it is to be, it's up to me." So, all the best, Toastmaster Sheetal. Can we have Sheetal? Change is the only constant. Change is the only constant, Sheetal.
It's Monday evening, 5:50 p.m. I'm ready with my gym bag and yoga mat. I hop onto my cycle, ride through the towers, overlooking the beautiful view of the flowers. Joyful to see the smile on the children's faces, enjoying their playtime, I reach the clubhouse. It's 6 p.m. and I'm standing in the front left corner of the aerobics room, facing the mirror. This is the spot I have been on for the past 7 years now. It's my fun time. I enjoy when the mat gets wet with my sweat. More than physical, it keeps me mentally active. I'm able to work better, focus better after the workout. It makes me much more calmer and peaceful. It is my stress buster, and I like it the way it is. But that Monday, it was different. The surroundings looked really unfamiliar. There was a new trainer. My brain fogged. It was not able to process the information that was captured by my eyes and put it into action. My mind went from being composed to distressed. I was upset, agitated. I came back home disturbed. For the reactive person I am, I called up my old trainer and trying to explain him, giving him all the logical reasons as to why this is not going to work out. The reasons are, the new trainer, he usually does more of South Indian songs. He jumps too much. The flow routines are completely different and nowhere close to what we do. My old trainer tries to convince me and says, "Sheetal, the new trainer is from cult. He's good at what he does. Just give it another try." How was your class? Is the question I'm usually asked at the dinner table by both my son as well as my husband on my class days, where I share some exciting stories. That day, it was only complaints. How unfair the world had been to me. My husband looks at me and says, "Do you think I'm going to be there here forever? Or you? Or any creature that is born in this world?" My son, who is sitting just next to me, is not able to hold back and says, "Amma, you keep telling me to keep an open mind. Just last week you mentioned to eat the Karela first before going ahead and saying I did not like it." I heard them. Yes, I heard them both. Post dinner, I went for a walk. There was this thought that rushed through my mind. After my studies, I came to Bangalore in search of a job. I had this dream of working as a developer in one of the big companies. I interviewed for many and I got an offer from Wipro. My day at Wipro started as early as 5 a.m. and it would end only by 8:30 or 9 p.m. Most of my time was spent in traveling or on the campus. The project that I was part of involved testing of the networking devices. So this was neither the routine or nor the work that I had envisioned for me. But yet I got used to it and I started enjoying it. I was happy working at Wipro until one day when I realized I'm being paid very low. Money is a great motivating factor. I applied outside and I got a couple of offers from the product-based companies with more than 100% of height. Still, I did not want to leave Wipro. I took these offers to my superiors and told them or requested them if even they could match the salary part, leave alone the RSUs. At that point, I did not understand the value of RSUs. I said I would like to stay. Luckily for me, they denied. I forced myself to accept the offer from Aruba Networks, now which is Aruba HPE. It turned out to be just fine. It's been 12 years now. So this is what I realized about my default behavior. I take time to adapt, but once I get used to a certain set of people or the environment, I stick to it until and unless there is a push, external or internal. That day, there was a slight, tiny bit of increase in my awareness with respect to my behavior. I accepted it. A week had already gone by. It was Monday again, and time for me to go to the class. So with my increased awareness and knowing how I respond to change, I told myself, Sheetal, let's learn something new today. Keep an open mind, go with the flow, just enjoy. It took me a couple of weeks to get used to the new routine, the new style, but I started enjoying myself all over again, the same way as before. Just 2 months back, the new trainer announced he's moving on. He plans to start his own classes. The immediate thought that crossed my mind was, is there going to be a new trainer? I smiled at this thought and said to myself, Sheetal, change is the only constant. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sheetal. Can we have a huge round of applause to Toastmaster Sheetal? And this is one of my favorite quotes, Sheetal. This is one of my second favorite quotes by Heraclitus, who says, no man ever steps into the same river twice, for it's not the same river and he is not the same man, which means the only constant in life is change. So with that, let's move on to the next round, which is table topics. A table topics master is someone who believes everyone should work on things people can't take away from them. Things like your mindset, character, personality, your entire being. One of his favorite quotes is hard choices, easy life, easy choices, hard life. So can we give a huge round of applause to Toastmaster Richard? Well, I love table topics. With this, let me introduce what table topics is all about. So my job is to help people become more comfortable speaking extemporaneously. In order to qualify, each person has to speak at least for minimum 60 seconds. And try to use the word of the day, which is introduced by Toastmasters Tija. And do not worry about what you have to say or think. Be as free as possible. It doesn't have to be a true story. Cook up your own story. Have fun in this section or session. With that, let me bring up the table topics for today. So who wants to go first? Can I have any show of hand? Especially I'm looking for people who haven't taken up any roles today. So who is going to go first? Sarthak, Madhusmita, Deepa. Show of hands. Okay, so I'm going to be the headmaster of this session then. So, oh, Sarthak has raised his hand. So, good one, Sarthak. So, your first topic is, do you think people can change? Why or why not?
Thank you, Toastmaster Richard. And hello, everyone. I am Toastmaster Sarthak, and the topic I've got: do people change? I personally relate to the topic. I state that I feel that people tend to change depending on the surrounding they go to, and every day is a new day, and there's a new beginning or a new learning. That's what they inculcate over life. For example, I have seen change in my friends or my you can say classmates, where how we were in the school or high school, and now how we are in the college. Like the surrounding has changed, and that has made an indirect change or indefinite change indirectly in us to be able to portray the new phase in life. People tend to change. At times, people don't, but I personally believe that change is inevitable, and it is definite that we should change. And as we go, unroll the new chapters of life, we should change, but not forget from where we are coming from. And that's it. Over to table topic master Richard.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sarthak. I do agree, environment makes a huge difference. I think it was Dan Penna who said, show me your friends and I'll show you your future. I also add, show me your habits and I'll tell you where you will be in coming years. So your habits and your friends will determine where you're headed in life. So thank you, Toastmaster Sarthak. With that, who will be the next table topic speaker? Others, please. Oh, Sheetal, very good. You have, okay. Make a case for cats being better than dogs to a dog person.
I'm not a pet person. No, this is difficult for me.
Make a case. Make it as funny as possible, as interesting as possible. Do not have to. You can cook up stories as well.
Cat being better than dogs, is it?
Yes. So I'm a dog person. You need to convince me cats are better than dogs.
Okay. So I have a friend, Asha, who also comes to my aerobics classes. She has this pet called Milo. It's her favorite. So here we cannot call anybody as dogs. I mean, it's like forbidden. We have to call them with the names. So it's extremely difficult to remember the names of all the pets, but you can never do that mistake in front of a pet parent. So she has this very big dog called as Milo. And I went to her house one day. The dog was all over the place. It was coming and sitting with us, etc. And I'm really scared of dogs for some reason. So I was trying to move away, and it was trying to come close. So I was asking her, have you considered cat also as a pet? They are very tiny. They are very small. It's easy with them. You don't even have to take them for a walk. Dogs, you have to take them for a walk every morning, every evening. It's so difficult. Cats, they are not going to ask for that. You give them a milk in a bowl and they're just happily there. So cats are also considered a bit of mean. Dogs, they are always there. When you come, they come to you. They want you to pet, etc. But cats are not like that. They're really mean. It's a good thing because they don't want you to pet them every time when you like, but whenever they want, they'll come to you and they'll start sitting on your couch beside you, etc., asking them to pet. So when you have to do that. You don't have to keep doing it always. So do you want to try taking a cat as a pet instead, Asha. Thank you, Toastmaster Richard.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sheetal. I am almost convinced, Toastmaster Sheetal. You had to give me another point. I was almost there to buy a cat today. Yeah, my Indian manager in the currently company that I'm working with, she has 12 cats. With her, I was stunned. After that, I did not have any question to ask her. I just say, "Good morning, ma'am. How are you doing?" That's it. Okay, next. Who is the next speaker?
Okay, I'll go. Audible?
Yes, audible, but can be better, Deepa.
My phone.
Can you do another audio check? Deepa, are you there? I think we lost Deepa. Anybody else until Deepa returns? Okay, Richa. That eventually turned out to be a win.
Can you repeat that? Or you were stuck in between? I'm not sure. Was it just for me?
Okay, what is one loss you took in your life that eventually turned out to be a win?
It's often said that we plan a lot for our own selves, for our own future. However, life itself has some other plans for you, right? Let's take an example of me. I planned that 5 years later, uh, or yeah, maybe 5 years ago, I planned that yes, I will. Not even 5 years ago, let's take 2 to 3 years ago, I planned that yes, I'll go ahead, take up president in my Morgan Stanley club, and then go ahead, become an area director, and then go ahead, become division director, and yeah, all of that. So even in the Toastmaster journey, right, the next steps, it was quite planned in my mind. However, life had its own way of throwing curveball. Something so vast happened that I had to even give up my role of president. The start did not happen itself. So the trigger points or the accumulations of the next steps stopped then and there. Howsoever, life gave me another chance, right? I still took up area director, maybe not that term, maybe a year and a half down the lane, and I made newer friends. Earlier, I would have been within the same area which I already was. This time, I got to explore a new area, I got to meet new people, I got to break new barriers within myself, I got to explore and learn even more than I could have had I taken it up earlier. So, yes, when things don't go as planned, life has bigger plans, better plans for you, and it always turns out to be good. And not just area director, right? I went ahead and started my fitness journey as well during the same time. So not just I improved on one aspect, but I am improving on multiple aspects of my life as of today. With said that and done, I'm really excited to know what the future holds, and we'll have to wait and see for that. Back to you, Table Topics Master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Richa. And I completely agree. You should be ready for anything and everything. I quit my job, took a big risk, went to Dubai in order to mint money. Didn't happen, came back, was jobless for 7 months, came back, started as an analyst, grew as an AVP within 5 years' time. So you may plan as many things as you want, but world will also dictate where you are headed in life. Yeah, so you should always be open to things. Even when I broke my leg last week, the first thing came to my mind is, oh damn, I can't run, I can't go to gym. But then I knew there is something else better planned for me. I can do many other things as well. So always look at the brighter side rather than looking at negative aspects of life. Do we have 10:58? I think we can wrap up the table topics section so that we can also end the meeting on time. With that, let me move on to our next section that we have for today, which is an evaluation section. So let me introduce, or let me call general evaluator to first evaluator will come back. Can we stand up and give a huge round of applause to Toastmaster Richa? She's a path breaker. She has completed her path. So can we stand up and give a huge round of applause to her? Yes, over to you, Toastmaster Jaya.
Thank you, Richard. Now we are done with prepared speeches and table topic sessions. Let us move on to the tag reports. For that, let me call the timer for today, Jaya, to bring her report. Hello, everyone, again. Today, Richa took 13 minutes, 7 seconds, which is slightly exceeding the upper time limit of 12 minutes. Sheetal, prepared speaker, Sheetal took 6 minutes, 3 seconds, which is again within the time limit, that is 7 minutes. Moving on to the table topic master, table topic speaker, Toastmaster Sarthak took 1 minute, 10 seconds, and Toastmaster Sheetal took exactly 2 minutes, and Toastmaster Richa took 2 minutes and 19 seconds. The meeting started with 2 minutes of time delay while we are discussing about the controls in Microsoft Teams. I think that should be fine, and we get over about the controls as we attend more meetings. And yeah, that's from the timer perspective. Now let me call upon the grammarian for today, which is Toastmaster Srija. Srija, please explain about the report.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt.
Thank you.
Actually, I think still we have evaluation session pending, so we can give a report at the end of the evaluation session, I hope.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, now let me
That's
call
right.
upon the evaluator of our first speaker, Richa. And the evaluator for Richa is Toastmaster Ritika. Over to you, Ritika.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jaya. Good morning once again to everyone. And let's call Toastmaster Richa and give her best wishes because she is a path breaker. And before I start off my recommendations and other stuff, I want to say that I've been evaluating her speech since a very long time. And this is the perfect time for me to summarize my reflection, not on her path, but on how she has progressed in her roadmap from the time I've been evaluating her since 3 years to now. Lot of high points in your speech, Toastmaster Richa. First and foremost, your confidence and your stage presence. I think by leaps and bounds, you have progressed over there. I remember you used to stand like a statue right in the middle, not move at all, very little hand gestures, sometimes not even smiling. But today I saw you smiling throughout and genuinely smiling, not for the sake of it. Your hand gestures were effective, your body language, your stage movement were effective and apt to what you were trying to convey. So excellent package over there that you have developed for yourself. Please continue practicing that. The questions that you brought in, the mere issues that most of us have, that what do we say after a hi? How are you? Oh, you are very good. Thank you. That's it. Most of our conversations start and end there. And that's not a problem, but that's just a habit of ours. How you overcome those things, what all you did, these were very, very relatable. And that's the strong point of any public speaker, to be able to gauge the audience, ask the questions which may be running in their heads as well. That was also very well done. Your eye contact was effective. I remember always telling you, adjust your camera. It's too low, because most of the time you were hovering on top of the camera. It was not very right, but today it was perfect. You got the angle right. What that helped us was we could feel that you're talking to us. That is an achievement of sorts. You were zooming in and zooming out as well. That was also very well thought of and very well rehearsed. Few suggestions. As per the requirement, we had to reflect on your path. I was looking forward to you discussing about your projects in your various levels. What were the few challenging projects? How did you overcome those challenges? And how did you meet those speech objectives throughout your journey in your path? I also missed knowing which path you are in. So, probably these are a few things which you can keep in mind when you take up the next path and pathways and reflect on that path when you are on the verge of completing that. Also, throughout your speech, I could notice a few examples you were giving from your personal life, but I was actually looking for a deeper story from your personal life. I felt that you were just scratching the surface, but try and be more vulnerable, Toastmaster Richa. Open your hearts to us and give us a little more sneak peek into your emotional journey, your challenges, and probably a few roadblocks as well, which you are still yet to overcome. Overall, excellent speech, Toastmaster Richa. We can proudly call you the most effective, most productive member of Speaker Squad Toastmasters Club. Keep giving speeches, keep making us proud, and enroll for one more path. With that, back to you, Toastmaster Jaya.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ritika, for that beautiful evaluation. Now let me invite Toastmaster Ramesh to evaluate the speech given by Toastmaster Sheetal. Ramesh, over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jaya. Good morning, fellow Toastmaster once again. Today, Toastmaster Sheetal had given her L1 P2 speech. The speech was awesome. There are many positive points in her speech. First thing is, her storytelling flow was very good. She started well from the gym and she ended in the gym itself. In between, what happened? She linked all the incident effectively with related to the incident what she had in the gym. Where she had an issue and where she got a solution for the issue also, she clearly explained. The way of storytelling was awesome. That was for Sheetal. The second thing, the vocabulary you used based on the situation, it was awesome. Really, it was great. The coherence which you followed from the start to ending, it was really great. Please maintain the same. There are few challenges as well as improvement you have to work on. The first thing I should say like whenever you are starting a speech, you have to give a question to make the listener more interesting, or you can keep them as a you're more interactive person with your speech. You missed in it. And second thing, you didn't wish any of the Toastmasters, any of the members, like normally we used to do whenever we start a speech. And third thing, if I had to say, you completely given your speech in your sitting position. We couldn't see any of your guests. You would have stood up and you would have given a speech. That would have been great. I could see only few guests like when you were telling one guest like left side corner, and that time you have showed your right hand. That was a wrong gesture as well. And another thing, when you were discussing with your husband, you turned your head. That was the only two gestures I could see throughout the speech. Apart from that, your voice modulation, it was flat throughout the speech. You could have given some high and low pitch. It will give you better understanding. It will give you more interesting to the listener as well. So whenever we are listening some stories, we would like to understand that where you felt sad, where you felt happy. So those moments we really missed out throughout the speech. And you've given many examples. You took many lessons from as well. So it was a great thing. And few challenges for you is you can try to improve your gesture always. Try to give a speech in a standing position. Use your hands. Your eye contact actually it was totally towards the camera. That was a good thing. But if you give a speech in a good way of like standing in position, and if you show your hand in a better way, it will be more interactive to us. Overall, your speech was awesome. So only few things you have to improve it. So please work on it, and we are expecting more speeches from you. That's it from mine. Over to you, Toastmaster Jaya.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ramesh. Now is the time for our tag evaluation. Since we had already gone through the timer report, I would like to call Toastmaster Ramesh to explain about his counter report. Over to you, Toastmaster Ramesh.
Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster Jaya. So today I have noticed a few of the members our counter report. Like Toastmaster Ritika used 2 times R, and Toastmaster Richard today I don't know, she felt somehow uncomfortable. I hope she used 3 R's, 3 and she has given throughout her speech many passes, and somewhere she repeated as well few words as well. And Toastmaster Jaya 2 times A, 3 times Toastmaster Seetal, she has given a speech without any fillers, but while she was speaking in a table topic, she used 2 times A, 1 time and 2 times so, and 2 times you know. And Toastmaster Sarthak, he used 3 times A, 2 times and 1 times you know. So that is from my end, Toastmaster Jaya.
Thank you, Ramesh, for the detailed report. Now I'd like to invite our grammarian for today, Toastmaster Srija. Srija, over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jaya. So today we saw wonderful use of the language. I really don't have much to call out in terms of incorrect use of the language, except for a few instances. But I'd like to call out some good use of the language here. So some of the good usage of phrases is as follows. People used broke the ice, break the barrier, go with the flow, change is inevitable, and leaps and bounds. And we also used envisioned as a word. Something to improve on, someone used reach out to you back. I think what the speaker meant was get back to you. And someone also used better understanding for the listener. I think what you meant is understood better by the listeners. No usage of the word or the phrase of the day. Apologies if someone has used and I missed, but I didn't hear any word being used. So overall, a wonderful session with a great usage of the language. Thank you, Jaya. Oti.
Thank you, Srija, for your detailed report. Now, let me start with my general evaluation for the meeting. As I iterated in the timer role, we started 2 minutes little late. I think that's because of discussing the controls over the Microsoft Teams. I think that would get rectified on its own as we attend more meetings. Starting with our Sergeant at Arms Sweta, she started the meeting in a very energetic way. She iterated all the rules and stated the mission of the club and welcomed all the guests and the members. Moving on to our presiding officer, Richard. Richard opened the meeting, and again, Richard reiterated the rules of the meeting, and he started it in a very engaging way by asking funny questions. That was more like an alert to all the members who are still not mentally present in the meeting. I really liked that way of starting it. And then he welcomed the guests and asked them to introduce him. And announcements, he acknowledged that he does not have any announcement. And he also introduced the Toastmaster of the day, which is he himself, Richard. Moving on to the Toastmaster of the day, Richard. The themes, he prepared very well for the theme and explained about the theme. One thing that could have been added is a little bit of history about the Toastmaster, about how many members are there, how many clubs are there so far. Apart from that, he clearly called out the table topics and clearly called out the speakers and explained all the 3 sections. Well done, Richard, on that part. And again, as a TTM, again, it's our same Richard. He told about the importance of the table topic session, iterated the timing rules, and then he called out for volunteers if there are any. And the table topic, I really enjoyed the topic that you provided our speakers with. And as a general evaluation, what I would like to improvise on our meeting is requesting all the role players to intimate their absence at least 30 minutes before so that we can arrange for backup, and the remaining 30 minutes can be used for arranging the backup. And I would request all of us, I don't know who needs to do that, doing a role player check initially before starting the meeting so that it does not cause any confusion. So these are the 2 things that I had in my mind as a general evaluator. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day, Richard.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jaya, for the wonderful evaluation from you and from the whole team and 2 evaluators today. With that, I will share the meeting link as in the voting link. So please vote for your favorites. Until then, let me give 2 small habits that you can try out this week. So one of the habit is never miss something twice in a day, especially on your gym habits. For example, I never miss gym twice in a day. Forget, I even don't miss it on Sunday. So if something you're doing, never miss 2 days in a row. So try to make that a habit and try to focus on the system, not the goals. I'm pretty sure whoever are MS Dhoni fans, he always says focus on the process, not on the winning. So always focus on the process. By that, what I mean is, one of the biggest mistakes people make is when it comes to forming a new habit is focusing on the goal instead of the system. For example, if you want to lose weight, you might set a goal of losing 10 kgs or let's say 2 kgs in a month. However, this goal is not very specific and it's not clear how we are going to achieve it. So focus on the process or the system, not I just want to lose 2 kgs. But how are you going to lose it is the question that you need to ask yourself. A better approach would be to focus on the system rather than losing weight. A system might include eating healthy foods, exercising regularly, getting enough sleep. Focusing on the system is more important. Now, with that, I have received 5 responses. So, best role taker is Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Richard. Best auxiliary role taker, we have okay. A few more responses have come in. So best auxiliary role taker is, there is a tie between Sergeant at Arms Toastmaster Shweta and Timer Toastmaster Jaya. Best table topic speaker is Toastmaster Sheetal. Best speaker is Toastmaster Richa. And the best evaluator is Toastmaster Ritika. With that, let's move on and try to wrap up this session. And before that, let me invite our guests today and hear from them their experiences. So first guest is Madhusmita. Madhusmita, are you there? How did you feel about the meeting today?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on the meeting?
Yeah. So considering this is my first meeting, I always struggled, to express myself, and I was under impression I am the only one in this whole world who can't connect with people, who can't, who can't have a good conversation with them. But here I saw, I'm not the one. I mean, I see people have been in my place um, before, and they have tried to overcome that phase. So I can also be like them. I have to try hard and express my thoughts, and over time I could also be a good conversation, good speaker, or I could connect with the people. So this is one of the eye opener for me. And yeah, I am also an introvert, like Rita explained. One of the variant, not exactly her, but one type of introvert, I could say. So I'm hoping this will help me to, this platform will help me to overcome my shortcomings and will make me a better communicator in future.
I'm sure Toastmaster is the best platform for you to overcome such obstacles, Madhusmita, and we look forward to seeing you in our club and in our club meetings in the future. Sarthak, do you have any comments before we wrap up the session? How did you feel about the meeting?
Yeah, hi everyone. I felt like I see the same issues or deja vu, like what we face in our club at times. And I love the fact how you covered it up. Even after the hiccups, it was a successful meeting. I would like to congratulate everyone for that. And congratulations Toastmaster Richa on the Pathbreaker, and amazing meeting. And I'm looking forward for the future meetings. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sarthak. With that, the closing thought that I have for you today is the difference between who you are and who you want to be is what you do. Please know that our club is currently also seeking new members. So please get in touch with our Vice President of Membership, Toastmaster Jaya. Thank you everyone who participated and all the fellow Toastmasters and guests. We hope you will attend our next meeting, which will be at the same time next week. So please put away your chairs and have a great weekend. Meeting adjourned.